Hello soulful babes and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the 3 things that you should have been told when you got diagnosed with PCOS but weren't. If you don't know me, hello, I'm Amanda Hun. I'm a PCOS and non-diet dietitian, and I'm here to help you reclaim your power, heal your PCOS without dieting. And if you do know me, you can tell that I'm in a different space, a different environment. I am actually house and cat sitting for my friend, so I get to enjoy this beautiful place that she's created for the next 3 weeks. So I hope you enjoy the new settings. So let's get into it. Here's the thing, PCOS shouldn't take years to get under control. You shouldn't need to yo-yo diet for months or years on end only to be still confused about what to eat for your PCOS. You shouldn't have to try so many medications and pills and potions to clear your skin and get your hair back and regulate your periods, only for them to not really work or not be sustainable. Or you have to keep doing it. You have to keep getting lazy. You have to keep taking medications, otherwise your symptoms come back. And you shouldn't have to spend hundreds of dollars on specialist appointments only for them to be like, take this pill and lose a little bit of weight and come back when you want to get pregnant. In fact, this is a super surprising story and experience for my client, but one of my clients had ongoing severe migraines. She was getting them like 4 to 6 times a week, and she was going to her neurologist every few months because she needed to replace her migraine medications. But after working together for 6 months, she canceled her neurologist appointment, which was $550, because she was getting migraines only once a month, if that. So she had so much migraines medications left over because she wasn't taking them. She wasn't getting them. And this is so unexpected. I didn't think that this work could improve migraines like that, but it did. And this is the power. This is a testament to healing from the inside out, from healing from the root cause. Because if you're just targeting a symptom, oh, you've gained weight, lose weight. Oh, you've got acne, take Accutane. Oh, you have irregular periods, take the pill. The root cause is still driving the symptoms. So that thing is not addressing all of your other symptoms, nor is it really solving the symptom that it was targeting, because the root cause is still causing the acne, the irregular periods, the hair loss. But I know I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's get into the topic today, and you can learn too how to heal from the inside out so that not just your PCOS symptoms improve, but your whole life, your whole being, your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health improve. Let's get into it. So the first thing that you should have been told when you got diagnosed with PCOS is that your weight did not cause your PCOS. Let me say that again. Your weight did not cause your PCOS. Let that sink in. Let's remove any shame or blame around your weight causing your PCOS, or around your weight in general. Your weight didn't cause your PCOS. You didn't cause your PCOS. There's nothing that you did or didn't do that caused your PCOS. What we do know about the origins of PCOS and why some people have PCOS and why some people don't is that it's largely hereditary. If your mom or your sister has PCOS, there's a 50% chance that you have PCOS. And it's thought that there's a PCOS genes, or maybe a couple of PCOS genes that switch on, that causes the PCOS symptoms that you experience today. And so some people have this gene and some people don't. And it's actually also thought that PCOS was once beneficial. It was once beneficial to have these genes because it was beneficial when we were more like hunter and gatherers, when we were more mobile, that it was beneficial to hold and store more weight and more fat, so that in times of famine, when there wasn't food, when food was scarce, you wouldn't die as quickly. And it was beneficial for you to not get pregnant easily, to lose your menstrual cycle when the conditions weren't right, so that you only could get pregnant and nurture a baby when the conditions are right and in a way that helps the baby be healthy and safe. So if you think about that, your body is actually amazing. But of course, in this day and age when times are different, the environment is different, there's a mismatch between your genes and the current environment. And so you experience the PCOS symptoms today, such as the irregular periods, even when you're not in a famine and the conditions are fine. You experience acne, excess hair growth, weight gain, excessive weight gain, hair loss, fatigue, and all the other symptoms that come with PCOS. But it's okay, because having PCOS doesn't mean that there's something wrong with your body. It just means that you need to learn how to create an environment where you balance our hormones so that your body can thrive, so that you can have regular menstrual cycles, so that you can have abundant energy, clear and glowing skin and hair, and a stabilized weight. And that is so possible. And we'll talk more about that in a moment. Let's go on to the second thing that you should have been told when you got diagnosed with PCOS, and that is the pill is not your only option. The oral contraceptive pill, or Estelle, or Provera, or Zoli, or whichever one you were prescribed, is not your only treatment option. There's a big myth about the pill that is unfortunately perpetuated by medical and health professionals, and it's that the pill regulates your periods. It doesn't. What happens when you have PCOS is that your hormones are kind of all in disarray and they're not in balance, and that's why you can't have regular cycles or you have acne and things like that. What the pill does is it suppresses your natural hormones with its synthetic hormones, and it keeps it at this low level the whole time. And that's not to say that the pill is a bad treatment option. It's not to say that you shouldn't take the pill. If that is what works for you right now, that's amazing. There is absolutely no shame in taking the pill. But do be aware that it is a temporary fix. It is a quick fix. Because likely when you come off the pill, your hormones are in disarray again because you haven't treated your PCOS root cause. So what are your root causes? There are 4. Insulin resistance, inflammation, adrenal, and other hormone imbalances or micronutrient deficiencies. Most people have more than one root cause. And what these root causes do is that it drives your high androgen. So if you have insulin resistance, your high insulin levels drives your high androgen levels, which then causes all the symptoms that you experience with PCOS. So the pill doesn't address these root causes. So if you have insulin resistance, that could develop into type 2 diabetes later in life because it hasn't been addressed. So whether you take the pill or not, it is so important to also identify and treat your root cause. And we'll talk more about how to do that in a moment. But I also want to talk about all the other comorbidities or future health complications that you're at risk of developing with PCOS. So there's type 2 diabetes, heart disease, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, endometrial cancer, breast cancer, fatty liver disease, eating disorders, mental health disorders. And this is not to scare you, but to help you be more informed, to help you be proactive rather than just reactive and passive, which is what unfortunately a lot of conventional medicine makes you do. Oh, you have acne, take Accutane. You have irregular periods, take the pill and come back when you want to get pregnant. And when you want to get pregnant, you're not ovulating naturally, so you have to take ovulation medications. Do you see? It's just all reactive. It's, I have this symptom, okay, let's band-aid that with this. Rather than, what is the root cause of this and how can we create conditions to ease this root cause, to balance your hormones and to help heal your PCOS naturally? So if the pill doesn't do this, if the pill doesn't treat the root cause of your PCOS and help you reduce your risk of future health complications, what does? Well, this is where we come to the third thing that you should have been told when you got diagnosed with PCOS, and that is balanced nutrition equals balanced hormones. Say that with me. Balanced nutrition equals balanced hormones. So unfortunately, again, in conventional medicine, we're failing people with PCOS. There may be a touch on about diet when you get diagnosed with PCOS, but often it's you need to lose weight, you need to eat healthier. Very vague, very unhelpful advice, right? So then you go to the internet and you look at PCOS diets, weight loss diets, and it's like do keto, cut out carbs, do intermittent fasting, go gluten-free, dairy-free, and it's like all of this conflicting advice, and you try every diet and none of them work, and none of them are sustainable, and none of them bring you joy. And then you're just stuck in this loop of yo-yo dieting because you're like, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. How do I even eat for PCOS? So this is where I'm going to debunk all of that nutrition BS that you hear on the internet, because you don't need to cut out any foods. You don't need to cut out any foods. Not even sugar, not even sweets, not even ice cream, not even pizza. You don't need to cut out any foods. My approach is about adding foods in to create more balance. Adding foods in. And what that does is when we add more nutritious foods in, we feel so much more satisfied. We feel better. Our hormones are more regulated, more balanced. And so we don't feel like we need so many sweets or sugars or chocolate or biscuits, because we actually feel satisfied. So how do we actually create more balance in your nutrition? What do you add in? This is the general formula, a general guide for you. If you take a meal and you use it as a plate, we do a quarter of a plate of protein. So your meat, your dairy, your fish, seafood, chicken, lentils, legumes, tofu, tempeh. And then we have a quarter plate of carbs, so bread, pasta, rice, quinoa, couscous, noodles, and then a half a plate of fiber, so your vegetables, your salads, all of that is there, and then a source of fats. So that's usually the cooking oil or yogurt or nut butter or avocado. The examples are flying off in my head. So that is a balanced plate, and that's what we aim for most meals and snacks. This balanced plate will help to balance your hormones, but this balanced nutrition is just a part of the bigger holistic hormone balancing strategy. And I'm going to tell you exactly the formula that's helped over 100 people with PCOS to regulate their periods, to have vibrant energy, to have clear and glowing skin and luscious hair, and heal their relationship with food and their bodies. This is the exact formula that helped one of my clients who was yo-yo dieting for 20 years because in her 20s, her doctor told her that her weight caused her PCOS and she needed to lose weight. She had irregular periods, she was constantly fatigued, needed a 2 p.m. nap and 3 coffees to get through the day. But then after implementing this formula, she regulated her periods. She got her periods on vacation, and she was like, you know what? It's actually fine because they're not debilitating, and I knew they were going to come because this was the 3rd month in a row that they came. And so she was prepared. And her energy was so much better that she didn't need her 2 p.m. nap and 3 coffees to get through the day anymore. Now she only drank coffee occasionally because it was just for enjoyment. So what is this formula? Are you ready? Are you going to write this down? Because this is important. So it's a 3-step process. The first step is to identify your PCOS root causes. So we talked about them before, and you identify them through looking at your blood test and also through your symptoms. The second is to create balanced habits that balance your hormones. So this is in your nutrition, your sleep, your stress management, your movement. But we also not just look at your physical health, but your mental and emotional health as well. And then the third step is to reconnect with your inner body wisdom. So this is going to help you tailor all of your habits to you and make them adaptable so that you can sustain them and have thriving health for the rest of your life. So that is the 3-step process. Sure, it's a lot, but you don't have to do it all at once. Do it step by step. And you don't have to do it alone either. This is exactly the process that I support my clients through in PCOS Body Freedom, my 6-month PCOS and intuitive eating program. There are 3 parts to this program. I like my 3s. The first part is education videos. So you have a library of step-by-step, bite-sized, take it at your own pace videos that tell you everything that you need to know about PCOS nutrition and intuitive eating. And I give you the education and I also give you the next steps so that you know exactly what to implement. So you can stop being so confused about all the conflicting information out there. There's also a library of workbooks and cheat sheets and recipe books and a plethora of resource for you to support you in creating these holistic habits that will heal your PCOS. The second part of it is fortnightly group coaching. So for the Americans, it's every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, we'll come together as a group and we'll coach through anything that you found challenging, whether that is restrictive eating mindsets or struggling to be consistent, or there's an emotional block and you just keep emotionally eating and you don't know how to stop. These are the things that we can help you break through so that you can take the steps that you need to heal your PCOS. And then the third portion of it is a community group chat. So this you have access to 24/7 and you can make comments, you can ask questions, you can just support each other and remember that you're all on this journey together. So that is PCOS Body Freedom. If that is something that feels aligned with you and you're keen to learn more, I'll drop the link in the description so you can learn more about PCOS Body Freedom. And then when you're ready, you can book a complimentary 15-minute discovery call with me to make sure that we are the right vibe, we are the right fit to work together on your health journey. If you've learned something today, please drop it in the comments. And if you feel like this video could be helpful for a friend who got diagnosed with PCOS and they're still trying to figure out how to heal their PCOS and they're going round and round in circles, it's likely because they haven't been told these 3 things when they got diagnosed with PCOS. So send this video to them. And I would be so grateful if you could share my work, because this is really collective healing work. So thank you so much for being here, for watching this video, for receiving my work, and for trying to heal yourself so that you can make this world a better place for all. So much love. We'll chat soon. Mwah.